and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Moto Unboxing. On today's episode, we got something exciting from a company called OGERY, and this here is what they call a camping light. However, for us motorcycle people who do our own work on our motorcycle, a light like this is a perfect light for doing mechanical work in dark environments, or if you want to light something up. And there's a lot of other uses that this light can help with. So in this video, I'm going to unbox this. I'm going to go through all the features and functions of this light, go over what exactly it does, and then I'm going to show it to you in some dark environments. I'm going to show it to you next to the bike so you can see how it can light up those nooks and crannies when you're working on your bike in a dark environment. So let's start. I already unboxed it before to make sure everything is working, but really quickly, we got highlighting lamp bead, we got a hook design, magnetic suction, waterproof, Type-C charging, power bank, 5-gear lightning. But let me go through the actual functions myself. So let's open it up and see what's on the inside. All right, so let's see what we got in the box here. We got a little instruction manual, set it aside. We got a simple charging cable, USB-C. We got the actual light, and we got this telescopic stand. All right, so let's take a look at the stand. Over here, there's a push button that unlocks the legs, after which the thing extends, boom, 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 and telescopes out to be 6.5 feet tall. So let's close this back up, and we will take a look at this a little bit later when I'm demonstrating its setup. As far as the manual goes, pretty straightforward. It just shows you the simple functions of the light and basic information. The cable is the cable. So now let's take a look at the actual light. So this baby here is 10,000 mega amp hours, and we got the charging port right here. And not only does it take USB-C to charge up, it also has USB-A as an output. That's right. This right here is also a battery bank if you really need it in a pinch. Like I said, the stand extends to 6.5 feet, which is great. It also has a magnetic base here, so you can magnetize this to random things. We also got a little hook over here for hanging the light up. The baby is good for 22 hours on low setting. It has 5 light modes that I'm about to show. It has a lot of good reviews actually online. That's what kind of interested me about this light. It is a little bit heavy at 3.7 pounds. So unless you're doing car camping, this may not be ideal for your motorcycle setup. Also, it's waterproof, water resistant, I should say, and acts like a nice little light. So one of the party tricks of this light is the way it unfolds. So these little arms fold out and actually rotate just like that. So this becomes a big bright star. It's like a little Mercedes logo in a way. So let's go over the functions. This is how you turn it on. And before I turn it on, I have to warn you, this light is actually ridiculously bright, and I've blinded myself before. So this is how you turn it on, and clicking through this, you change the temperature of the light, and also you have a spotlight function. So once you turn it on, this other button is how you change the intensity and turn on the strobe. So boop, 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 boop. So every mode has a strobe, including this one. Very cool. So this will be very handy in situations where you have to light up a specific part of your motorcycle as well as area around you to light up your tools or whatnot. So you can actually direct the light in different ways for whatever type use you might need. So that's super handy. And as far as connecting it to the base, it's a simple screw-on situation. So it does become a little bit bulky and unruly when it's all together like this, but that's part of the game. And I could see how with car camping, this would be amazing because it can light up the whole area to different intensity that you want. All right, so now that we've looked at the basic functions and I've told you basic things about the light, let's go down to my bike and see how it will light it up. And we'll also go down to the basement to see how this performs in pitch blacks. All right, boys and girls, and now I'm going to show you the functions of this light in this super dark basement. You could see that it's pitch black here. So I have the articulating little lights pointing away from me, so that way I'm not blinding and I can actually capture it. So let's go through the different brightnesses. So this is one of the brightnesses, and then we go to the strobe, and then it repeats the cycle. Then we press the power button here to switch to the warmer light. And this is something you probably use in a camping setting. This is a little bit better. So there we go. Nice and bright to nice and dim. Even though this is the dimmest setting of the light, it's still incredibly bright. And then we obviously got the panic mode. Then we click the button again, the power button, and we switch to the brightest mode that we have in this light. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. And then we got the panic. And then the fourth mode is the spotlight. So there we go. That's the spotlight mode. And that also has different brightness levels. There we go. So what did we learn? This light is bright as hell. And we also have the battery status down here. One thing I didn't check yet is the magnetic quality of the light. So before I go and light up my bike, let's figure that out. So like I said, the back of this base is magnetic. So let's try it. Put it to this metal door. And there we go. This is beautiful. So let's switch the lights. There we go. There we go. Let's make it a little dimmer. Downright cozy. That said, even though this is the dimmest setting that it has, the light is incredibly bright. Incredibly bright. And like I mentioned before, it also has a hook. Technically, you could just hang it up on whatever it is you want. And I'm pretty sure none of these people will mind that I'm displaying their storage units, and that is okay. Beautiful light. All right. Let me go out to my bike and see how we can look into some nooks and crannies of the machine. All right, so now we are here by the bike. And if you're not familiar with motorcycles, which I'm guessing since you're watching this video you are, motorcycle is the kind of thing that's full of dark corners, nooks, and crannies. And a light like this is a perfect kind of tool for that kind of thing because it's hands-free and overkill bright. And like I mentioned, these pedals move around, so you can position them however you want. And look at the difference. Look at that. Now look at this. You could literally light up whatever little corner, whatever little spot, anything you want, any way you want. It's perfect. This is gonna be my companion when I'm working on the motorcycle going forward, especially if it's a dark place or it's a project that requires good light. This is perfect. Yeah, this is the brightest setting right here. Look how bright that is. That is brutal bright. That is literally perfect. That is perfect. Look at that. You can get in there. You can now get in there. I love it. I love it. And just for the sake of the demonstration, look at how high the light gets. Easily over 6 foot tall. Big fan of this product. Yeah, I can definitely recommend it for anybody looking for a nice stable light to work on your bike. Obviously, this will work for camping or any other application. This would also work for grilling and chilling and whatever. This is fantastic. All right, so in conclusion, what do we think? I'm sold. I think this is great. A light that has 10,000 milliamp hours. It's a power bank, 5 different hour light functions, 6.5 feet tall, lasts up to 20 hours on the low settings, right? And also has a nice little magnetic base and a hook and extending like little tripod. The only drawback is probably the fact that it's 3.7 pounds, which is heavy, which does not make it a compact or motorcycle camping type of light. But beyond that, this light would be perfect for working on house projects, for camping, for grilling, like late night grilling. This is amazing. It's perfect. It's perfect for what it is. I'm gonna link to it in the description below. Get yourself one. And I believe it's on sale right now as well, so it's a deal. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.